Hi there guys, this is Farmer Bob. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Yeah, wonderful to be back on another conversion video of the Durango series. So if you've been following this, yeah, it's been quite fun to convert this map. It's actually one of the, I would say, it's not a complex map to convert, but it's got a lot of stuff in it, you know. So normally maps with less stuff is easier to convert, but I normally, when I check a map out for conversion, I immediately go to your placeables or the items in Farming Simulator 19 side. And the amount of items that are there determine how much time you're going to spend on it, on conversion, you know. But anyway, if this is your first time on my channel, a warm welcome to you. Great to have you here, and sit back and relax with us as we continue our conversion on the Durango. I believe this is episode 10, if I'm correct. And yeah, we've had, can you believe it, 9 episodes already converting this map. Yeah, and I think there's still quite a bit more to come. If you look at the items here, we still need to work through these. This one's is the ones I've done so far. So yeah, it's not a lot, but if you look at the items here, the whole train system, believe it or not, it's got a massive train system on this map. It's three train systems. So we're going to do one of them at least properly in one video, and then the rest I'll do myself. And then there's a lot of train selling points and selling stations and things, and we're going to tackle a few of those together with the train system, you know. I don't know if we're going to do a video on the selling points. Maybe we'll do one video on the selling points and the other one on one of the train systems, because I mean it's pointless doing it on all three, because it will be way too long a video. But if we do one train system together, it should be more than enough for you guys to have fun with me, and also see what problems arise and how to handle troubles and all kinds of stuff, you know. My honey's just brought me some nice Milo. Thanks, honey. Awesome, man. So sit back and relax, guys. Grab your favorite drink and let's start rolling the bus, or jump on the bus. Let's do it. Good, man. Right, so where I am at the moment, I've basically added all these into our placeholders transform group, and at the moment we're busy with all the sawmills and things. So what we're doing, our next item, I do that one at a time. It's the easiest to do, and then when I'm done with one, I delete it from the items, and then I know I'm finished with it. So I can come back for problems and troubleshooting once we run the map, you know. I'll sort out the problems and troubleshooting and all that. But anyway, let's get stuck in. So what I do, as usual, check the XML first. So that's the XML that we're looking for. It's selling station wood main station truck. It's a long name. All right, so wood main station truck. So let's go to the Durango that's converted. So we're looking for main station truck. I just want to see if I can see it. Selling station wood main station truck. There it is. Selling station wood main station truck. So open that up. See where the R3D is pointing. So it's pointing to placeables, selling station wood. Once again, the selling station wood on this map is just a normal sawmill without the wood chips. So what I've done to save myself a lot of headaches is I've taken the sawmill from the US map, converted that into a placeable, and now I can modify that placeable in my map and just modify it to each situation where it's needed. So right, so what we're going to do, I know it's just a normal wood already. If you've checked the previous, watched the previous videos, you will know that that's how I've done it. So I'm going to show you this process anyway, once again, just to be sure. So all we do now is in the map, just duplicate our last sawmill, which was that one, sawmill camp. So I'm going to just take that, Control and D to duplicate, and then call it sawmill truck. So I'll just call this, it's selling station wood main station truck, main station rail. So I'll call it main station truck, just to have something different of a name. So Control C on that, copy that, and then on my name here for it, Control V. Remember, these things don't get loaded into your map in game. These are just here for for placeable purposes in the editor, so they don't get loaded into the map. The actual one is the XML that loads the R3D, so we'll get to that just now, because we're going to now create the R3D, obviously. Alright, so now we have that one. We can now take the coordinates here from this, by the way, the items is from our converted Durango. Alright, so work to do, Durango, and then Durango, that is the converted one. I work out of that because it's just easier for me to keep track. Doesn't really matter, you can work out of the FS19 one as well, so it doesn't matter. When I say converted one, guys, just to bring everyone up to speed, I take the FS19 one in its zip format, and then I open Giant's editor on its own without opening a file, just the editor itself, and then I go open mod and I select that zip file of the map I want to convert, and then the editor will pull that map into Giant's editor, convert it to FS22 format. It never works, but like I explained many times, there's a lot of good stuff in it that we can use. So I use that map as my reference map, the one that's been converted, even for my textures and everything that I need to put into the FS22 map. Because Giants has somewhat converted some of them, it saves a lot of work than if you were to work directly out of the FS19 map. So it's just sort of a little bit of a tiny little bit of a push or a bump, you know, to help you a little bit. But you can't use that map that they've converted because there's too many issues and too many problems with textures. And the one thing I cannot get fixed and get right is the material for the ground. The ground material just goes haywire when Giants converts it into FS22 format. It goes like glowy white, and when you're in game it's a pitch dark. You can't do nothing with it, you know, it's horrible. So I've spent hours and hours trying to figure out what they've done with it, but you just can't. I can't fix it, you know. So it renders their whole map conversion process totally useless, you know. So that's why we're doing this conversions manually and just going about it, you know, sorting it out ourselves, bringing it in one thing at a time, whatever. So if you follow the series, that's how I convert the maps, you know. And then also, you know, stuff works and it looks better because it's got FS22 textures and stuff in it. Although there's a lot of FS19 stuff that we just bring over, fix up, convert and put it in, you know. So anyways, all right, so like I said, main station truck, we're going to use that as the new sawmill. So what we want to do is get here to the items from the converted map and take our position data there. So that's our one. We copy that, drop this now in our new duplicated one. So drop it in here, Control Shift and V. It will put it where the original map was. I click on it once again, I press F to focus on it, and that is where this sawmill is. There's a lot of sawmills on this map for a map with no trees. There's only a few trees on this map. There's like 10 sawmills on this thing, you know, and a lot of wood. But anyway, it is how it is. So I'm going to now just place this thing correctly, and you can immediately see it is almost in the right spot, you know. So I'll just have a look here a bit. So that looks all right. This thing is a bit high. I'm going to definitely bring it down a tiny bit so you have to place this now because it's a duplicated one, but you have to actually place it in a spot so that it works, you know. So you move everything about in it into the right spot. So I'm happy with the sawmill and the pallet thingamabob. The loading station is the wood chip for this, and there is the wood chip heap. So I'm going to just move this loading station into the spot where it should be, somehow like that. I think it's all right. And once you're happy with everything, all the triggers and everything, it's in the right spot, we just go and minimize that, click on it, and then we go export. Before we do that, copy the name, Control C, because we're going to rename the i3D to that. So we're going to export with files. Because I'm using a giant sawmill, if you were using a custom one that is custom made, you cannot follow this procedure totally, but I'll show you now. Because we're using an in-game one, I can do the following. I can rename it like that, and I go into my map, mods. This is my map that I'm working on. Placeable sawmill, and I rename the sawmill to something else because it's now, we don't want to use the other sawmills. This is now a custom one for this mill that we're currently working on. So save, and then when it gets to this question now, because I'm working from an in-game one, I can say yes to the parent directory and yes to the game relative paths. But if you're working on a custom one that is not part of Giants, which is maybe something that you've made yourself or whatever, this is triggers, only triggers, guys, then you will say no to both questions. But I'm going to go yes, yes, because I want all this stuff to stay in game in the Farming Simulator 22 site on the installation game. I don't want it in my map. So the only thing that goes into my map is the i3D and the shapefile. That's it. Nothing else. Everything else stays in game. Alright, so now that we have done that, we have to now go to that one that we've exported, which will be mods Durango, and then I've put it in placeables, sawmill, and it was sawmill truck. There it is. You see there's the i3D shapes and the i3D. That's all. It's like 16 kilobytes for that whole sawmill triggers. That's tiny, 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 tiny. So we need to open this i3D. Like I've said many times, once you've exported something, you have to open it and zero it. Very important. Don't miss that step, because otherwise it will be placed somewhere else on your map. Select the main transform and zero all these item pieces here, like that. Save it and close it. That's all you need to do there. Alright, now that we've zeroed it, we now need to actually get the working part of this sawmill, because we now got the i3D placed where we wanted the correct setup for this mill, but it's in our placeholder, so the game won't load it. We need to have this in the game. So what we want to do now is go into our placeables XML. There it is, and we want to add a line to pull that sawmill in. So what we need to do now is grab the previous sawmill, which I've already got two there, so it's alright. So I'm going to grab this line, duplicate it, Control C, Control V, and Control V again, so it creates you a copy of the line. Alright, and then I want to go into this one here, grab the name again. I can't remember now if I've got it sitting in the clipboard or not. So the next thing we want to do is go to the XML where this is and duplicate the XML, because we now got another XML needed there. So it's Durango XML, and then Wood Camp is the one we've duplicated. So I'm going to duplicate that. Same drill. Oh, not two copies, just one, although it doesn't really matter. And then I want to see now if I still got the name. No, I don't have the name, so I'm going to have to copy it again. Control C, bring it in here, into the folder, and overwrite that, Control V, just like that. So main station truck, that is our XML for that. Main station truck. I wonder if I should call it wood main station truck. Yeah, it's a sort of a description. The name is so long, sailing station wood main station truck. My word, it's a mouthful. I just like to keep things a bit shorter, so it's wood main station truck. That should be alright. But now we need to make sure we copy this name of this XML, because remember now our line in our placeables is calling this XML, so we need to add the right name for this XML there, because we've changed the name. We want to do the same here, so paste that in there, so it will call my map there, XML wood main station truck. That's our name of the XML, right? And then we need to update the positioning data according to what we have now here. So click on the main station truck, come here, Control Shift and C to copy all three, and make a note our rotation is all 0, so it can stay 0 here in the rotation. And then we're just going to paste it over this one here, like so. Good, that looks good. It's having a sip here in the background, guys. Can't let this stuff go cold. Anyway, so XML selling station with truck. Now that we have this placeable, calling the right i3D here in the map folder, which will be under placeables, and then sawmill, and the i3D will be this one, main station truck. So the XML, oh, we've closed the XML. Oh, we haven't opened the XML, sorry. So we need to tell this XML that we've copied that we now, this XML, that's the one. So we want to go here to Durango XML and then find the main station truck, wood main station truck. Remember now it's calling sawmill camp, so we need to change this to I must get the name again. My word, I'm going to copy this 200 times. Control C. Good. And overwrite it there so that we have the right i3D. Alright, so it's placeables, sawmill, main station truck. That's where it is. So it is Durango, placeables, sawmill, main station truck. So it loads that i3D, which is put in the right spot in the map, aligned correctly. That's why we save it separately as a new i3D. You know, so each of these things gets a new i3D, and the XML just stays the same, but only the name changes. All right. So sawmill camp. So we're going to call this one main station truck. Control C, and just go sawmill main station truck like so. So this will be the name that's displayed on your PDA in game. So I'm just overwriting this to say sawmill main station truck so that it will have a unique name in game, you know. Good. And the rest is all okay. That is perfectly alright. Straightforward XML for that sawmill. I haven't deleted anything or moved anything around in order in the i3D, so it will still be the same layout, and the nodes will be the same, so we're not going to fiddle with any of those. Alright, so there you go. So I've done the XML, I've changed the i3D, so all we need to do now is obviously, if I go to the placeables, oh no, sorry, that's not the right place, this one here. So now we need to just copy the store data. So we need the store data, so I copy once again everything from my map there, so it's XML, and then with main station truck XML, copy that. We go into our mod disk where I have the store items, and then I've copied a few extra ones here at the bottom so that we can easily just overwrite it there like so. And all I do now is I cut that out, drop it here underneath like so, Control V, and there it is, store data done. Alright, simple as pie. I don't know what's simple about pie, but anyway, there it is, all done and dusted. So that is the one sawmill done out of the whole lot. So right, so good. So the next one, we go back to our items, which is obviously our original map. Now this one, main station truck, I can delete because we're done with that. Good. Selling station wood, main station rail. Alright, so once again, same drill. Check it out. Selling station wood, main station rail.xml. So back into here, main station rail, selling station wood, main station rail. Main station rail. Here it is. Selling station wood, main station rail. So open it up. Just check. Okay, so this one has got its own i3D. So what I'm going to do now is just open this i3D just to verify if it's got triggers. I don't recognize this, so this has got a custom one. It might be just alright. So it is calling selling station wood, main station. Alright, selling station wood, main station i3D. Open that up. So we can see, what is it? Is it a building or is it triggers? We only work with triggers at the moment. The building should be all there, and as you can see, it is as it is. It's only triggers, so that's fine. I can use the same sawmill once again. We don't have to worry about it. Alright, so the same drill all over, just to sort of give you another layout of the whole thing all over again. So duplicate the last one that we've done. Control D. Here it is. And now we're going to call it a name. So let's just give it a name. Items. it is selling station wood main station rail. So I'm going to call it wood main station rail, just like that. Control C. Go into our R3D. So that one we want to overwrite. So main station rail, like so. So there it's got a new name now. So now we can move it into place once again. So copy the positioning data, obviously. There it is. Make a note of the thingamabobs there. However, it doesn't really matter here because we're going to move it about anyway. Control C. Copy it. And then back in here, click on there, Control Shift and V for Victor to paste it. Which now brings me now to this point. Now, this is now an actual train sell point because it's on the rail. So we're going to skip this one because, let me show you why. Our train system in FS22 already has a log card as well as a wood chip card. So we don't need this here because it's going to, I wonder now, this is just, I wonder now, I'm just thinking, guys, we're going to need a point where we can set it up. Now you see, the thing is with your train, let me just show you what I'm talking about. With your train in FS22, if you go into FS22 and you go into data and vehicles and you go into train, there it is. Now on your train you've got your electrical locomotive, you've got your diesel locomotive, then you've got a grain cart, a sugar beet wagon, there's your log wagon, your vehicles wagon, as well as wood chips. Alright, now if you load timber on that or wood chips on it, the moment you jump on the train and you drive past the trigger for to move your train out of the map, it will tell you that it's going to sell it at the sell point, and then you can say yes or no. You see, so so you can stop your train anywhere on the map. It doesn't matter where you stop your train, and just load wood chips or wood on it. So you don't need a selling point for it, if you can see what I mean. I can stop. Wow, at the look of it, this in the first place doesn't look like a place where you can upload, because this stuff is in the way. So how are you going to load the wood in here? You know, so it doesn't really make too much sense unless you put that selling station here. It will probably work. So you can do another sawmill here and some wood chips, but I mean we've already just set up one here which is part of this whole sawmill, I believe. So it's not really worthwhile doing that. What you can do is obviously have one of those log machines to load onto the train when you park your train here, and then just run to the sell point. So I'm going to skip this one because it's not a real sawmill. Alright, like I say, in FS22 the whole logging and wood chips for that works a tiny bit different, although I can now put another sawmill here with the wood chip sell point. But I mean, it's pointless having that there. It's like already one right here. There it is. We've just done it, you know. So it will be pointless. All right. So let's skip that one. I'm going to go back to items. So I've done that item. So leave that one. Right. So next, wood chips main station. Now, in FS19, the wood chips and the sawmill were two separate things, so that you had two XMLs. So this is actually, I can guarantee you almost, let's just check where this coordinates lead to. Control C. I can almost tell you that it leads to the same spot for wood chips. So let's just have a quick browse if that is the case. Oh, okay, no, that was for this one here, you see. So that one we've already set up. So this one is done. We can delete that from the items. It's already done. That's why I say I've done the sawmill and the wood chips in one, you know, so you can just place a custom sawmill with wood chips as well as wood selling point, and yeah, it saves yourself a whole line and setup and all kinds of stuff. Just makes life easier. All right, selling station wood main station rail. So let's check this one. Maybe we can use the sawmill here, but I think it's going to be the same drill all over. Let's just have a look. Control V. Okay, and it's selected. Press F. Bring it here. Yep, same drill, guys. Same drill. This is actually interesting. This whole setup here is from the Ravenport map with the wood selling thing there in Ravenport. And even those things I think comes from Ravenport. Yeah, very, very nice. But anyway, so the same thing here. I wonder if we can, just for the fun, because there is like a top of a sawmill here if you look like it. So let's build that a sawmill in here, which will be fine, you know. It will be totally all right. So we're not going to put it on the rail. So I'm going to just do this, go 90 here, just to make it nice and smooth. And put it on the side, so it will work as a actual wood sell point. A wood selling point. And then the wood chips, what we will do is I'll drop the wood chips. I think the wood chips I will do here, and then when we get to the wood heating plant we can do that here, because that is the sell point for the wood heating plant, goes in there. So it just makes it a little bit more sell points for the map, you know. So once again, just balance your thing, place it nicely where you want it, and open up the X or the i3D, I would say, loading station. That's our wood chips. And I'm going to go Control B just to have it placed here, like so. And there's no heap here, so it is all right. I wonder if we can put it somewhere else. What is all the stuff here? Maybe we should put it here by the woods. Control B. I'm going to put it here. Yeah. I think it's be quite all right to put some wood chips here. Nice, very nice. This is like a power plant, you know. It's a wood power plant. Works with wood chips. Good. All right. So that is our whole i3D setup once again. Let me just get the name for this. He called it wood main station rail. So I'm going to call this wood main station rail, like so. Right. Control C and drop it here. Boop, boop, boop. Wood main station rail. I think I've already got it there. Yes, good. So that is the name for it. And now export, as always, exports with files. Call it that, i3D, wood main station rail. Save. All right, yes and yes. And now we want to open that i3D. Like I say, you have to, immediately when you've exported, just go and open up the i3D, zero it, then it's all done. Then you don't have to worry. Click on it and just zero all the things, because the XML is going to do this part for you. That's why you put the coordinates in the XML. Save it and close it, and then you're done. All right, now back to the XML. Like I say, our XML is on the placeable side. So we're going to duplicate this again. Control C, VV. All right. Go in here, grab the name, Control C, copy it, drop it in here, double click, Control V, and main station rail. Good. And now positioning, once again, we want to get this positioning, Control Shift C. I just copy directly out of the map, because now we've moved it about and what, so it won't be the same as the original anymore, you know. And we have definitely got different positioning for the rotation. Control Shift and C, copy that, and just overwrite the 0, 0 now, because now it's got different stuff in there. Good. And then just make it look nice. Good. What's this here? Oh, 180, 90. I can actually leave that at 90. We don't need all those numbers. And then this one can only needs to be 180. Oops, not two ones. Just like that. 180. Good. All right. So that is our line once again, pulling, and now we need to open the XML. Like I said, always open the XML as well. So we go back in there. It's calling from XML. The last one we had, Control C and duplicate it. And once again, we need that name, copy. Oops, sorry. Back here. And then overwrite it there. So it will be Wood Main Station Rail. So it's calling this XML. And then this XML, we double click to open it. And we need to Control V Wood Main Station Rail I3D. Just make sure of that I3D. It's placeable, sawmill, main station, Wood Main Station Rail I3D. Alright, so that is everything set up and ready. Wood Main Station Rail, that was the original, and this is ours, so we save this. Definitely very important to save, because otherwise you will definitely get a thing and it won't work, and then you'll be sad. Alright, once again, copy the XML for the placeholders, Control C, into our Modisk, where our placeholders is, in there, or our store items. Right? Listen to me, placeholders. Sorry guys, this is our store items. Alright, Control X, drop it in there, Control V, and there you go, with Main Station Rail. Okay, so store items get loaded here. Our placeable pulls the XML, so placeables pull the XML, and the XML pulls the I3D into your map when your map starts up in game. Alright, so it ignores this one here, because this is just for positioning data. We don't need this in the map, but it is in the map, but that's why we have it here under the placeholders transform group. Alright, so whatever we put in here gets ignored by the game. Good. Right, I think I'm totally happy with that Sellpoint. Done and dusted. However, that is a tiny bit on the logs, but I'm sure it will still work. I don't think it will be a problem, but we will verify that in the testing. Let me think. Back to the original map, which is the items, and this one we can now delete. Good. Selling Station Wood North. All right. So let's find that one. Let's do this one as well. So into the original map. Selling Station Wood North. Wood. Right here. So this is it. Once again, it's doing the Selling Station Wood from the main game. Sorry, not the main game, but from the Durango map, which is a custom i3D. So we're going to just load our normal sawmill. No problem. It can still be the same one. Control D, duplicate it. And rinse and repeat, guys. So now that we have that, let us grab the, so I can leave that now. Grab the placeables, the modest item. I just want the positioning, so we know where we are working at. Control C. So this is original map. Okay, and then this is our map. The convert, the map we're busy with. All right. So Control, Shift, and V once again. Okay, so this is the wood heating plant. You can see that clearly. So we can't use the sawmill here. We need to have the wood heating plant. The reason for using the wood heating plant, guys, just to give you a tip there, the wood heating plant doesn't limit the amount of wood you can put in there, the chips. All right, so we're going to go and add the wood heating plant from the US map. I think it's from the US map, yes. So we're going to keep this one on ice because I'm sure we're going to use it again. So I'll keep this one as a duplicate. And then we're going to import directly from the FS22 map, code data, placeables, map US, and then wood heating plant. Alright, so import that i3D. And we're going to move it in here into the placeholders once it's in. So there it is. I'm going to pull it up into placeholders just like that. Select it here. Go Control and B for balloon or baboon or banana. Drop it here. and then we're going to rotate it into position. And I think I want to go here 90 degrees. That's good. Just have it in the right spot, like so, and all is well. This little thing trigger there is from the other sawmill, which we can actually just move this out of the way for now, just so that it's not confusing. We're going to use this later on. I'm sure there's another cell point or two that's still coming. Alright, so wood heating plant, I think that looks alright there. I don't see any problem. We can actually rotate it so that that's going to be in the middle of the road, so it's better that side. Alright, simple and easy, guys. There it is. And now we need to take a look at the selling station wood heating plant. We need an XML to pull that into our map. So what we're going to do is, I've got all three maps placeables here open so I can easily access them. So the first one is map Alpine, map F French, and then map US. So we know the heating plant is map US, so we just look for it here. Okay, there it is already highlighted, as if it's knowing that I'm looking for it. Good. So we copy that line, as simple as that, drop it into our placeables like so, and just make things look nice, just like that. Alright, and now we need to just grab the positioning once again from our map. Control Shift C. So this is direct import, direct out of Giants. We don't need to fiddle anything inside, don't have any i3ds to load. It's all straight out of the game. Alright, so we put the rotation. What we can do, I'm just thinking, we want to obviously change the name of that, so we're going to have to copy this XML. Sorry guys, I'm thinking just about the naming. You want to be able to name your selling station. So we're going to go data. This is in-game placeables, map US wood heating plant. We grab this XML, copy it, go back here to our map. This is mods, so it's our map. XML, and this is where all our XMLs is. Drop it in here, and now we can name it. You see, so now we can name this as the original map has it. So we're going to go into Wood North. I'm going to call this Wood North, so copy C. So that's perfectly fine. It's not too long a name, so I'll just call it Wood North like that. Alright, and now Wood North, when you open this, remember this is in-game, so everything you just leave as is. So you don't need to change except for the name. So what we want to do here is we want to call this Wood North. Wood Station North. I'm going to call it Wood Station North. That sounds like a nice name to me. Wood Station North. We can actually look at what the map maker called it by going to his map, which will be here. No, that's the farming simulator. This is it, Durango converted. Wood North. What did he call it? Shop item, selling station wood. So he left it default, and I don't like the default stuff because it doesn't give a name inside it. It's just a little selling station wood or whatever, so it doesn't give a name with description. Whereas if we put our own name in there, like here, Wood Station North, it means something. So the icon on your PDA will say Wood Station North, you know, so then you know, okay, good. I can actually call this Wood Chips, because it's a wood chips cell point. Wood Chips Station North. Alright, so that sounds better, much better. Right, so we're done with that XML. We've got, did we place the placeable stuff in here? I think we did. No, we didn't. It's 623, 1627. Let's just verify. 16, okay, we've done that, but we didn't do the rotation. So we need to do the rotation as well, which is that. Control Shift and C. Back to the XML. Override the rotation, Control V, just like that. And once again, the editor always gives this long unnecessary amount of stuff for the coordinates, which I still don't understand why they can't just copy it directly, you know. But anyway, there you go. And then obviously we need to now change this, Control C, because we want to have up to there, and it's not selling station wood heating plant anymore. It is now selling station wood north. Copy that, drop that in here, double click to overwrite, and there you go. That's why I copy and paste, guys, because spelling mistakes, it happens. Believe me, every day I have guys pulling their hair out because they can't figure out why this stuff is not showing, and then why there's an error, and why this and that, and then it's just a little typo that's giving them all the headaches of life. So yeah, it's so much easier just to put the name, copy and paste, you know, just makes life so much easier. Oh, that was a bit too much. Good. All right, so once again, we've done the XML. The i3D for this stays in game, so we don't need to modify the XML itself, but we do need to give the XML store data. So store data, copy that into our moddisk once again. Overwrite one line here for it. Control V. There you go. I cut it and I drop it there. This is just for me to sort of keep track, you know. Makes life simple for me. Good. And that is the wood chips selling station north. So I'm sure the next one would be probably another sawmill, so we'll have a quick browse. So let us check this one. So it's selling stations wood BGA dry. I think this is going to be wood chips again. Oh, here's the wood chips. This is going to be a sawmill, so let's go and have a look. So the easiest is find selling station wood BGA dry. All right, in the original map, selling station, that's the wood chips, wood BGA dry. Selling station wood BGA dry is the i3D, but we need the XML for it. Why am I not seeing wood BGA dry? That's selling station wood chips BGA dry. There it is. Okay, have a browse at this. Selling station wood, so it's a normal sawmill. Good. Alright, so now we can use that extra sawmill that we have, this one here, by selecting the positioning data once again. Copy it up, click on it here, click on it there, Control Shift and V for Victor, click on it here, press F, and it takes us to our new spot. So this is a new wood selling plant. Like I say, there's a lot of wood stuff on this map. Oh, wood, you would say it's like an FDR logging map with the amount of sawmills and wood stuff on this. But yeah, it is what it is, so we just work through them all, you know. Now there is a wood chips storage place somewhere, so we'll figure that out in a bit. Just want to have a look where I can put. You see, here's some logs here. All right, so it makes sense to have it right here where it goes into this plant. Good. So that looks all right for me. I just want to see. We need to rename this thing so we don't get confused what it is. Selling station wood BGA dry. So this is the BGA. This name, it's all right. It's not too long, so I'll live with that. You know, just paste it in there. So the BGA dry. All right. So that it is the BGA dry, and I suppose that will be your wood chips. If I look at this, our wood chips is going to be there. So I'm going to immediately just place our wood chips there as well. And then I think the pallets I'll put here around the corner, which will be fine. Good. Yeah. All right. So that is our BGA. Loading station is our wood chips. There it is in the bushes. Control and B. I'm going to drop it on this grid like so. All right. So that's good. And then pallet spawner. Okay. A production point is there. I just want to see now the production point, and then pallet spawner, control B. I'm going to drop it here around the corner. like so. Yeah, it's alright. It just needs to lift up a tiny bit like so. And then obviously just have it like that. So you'll have enough space here to load if you need to load. The loading station is the chips, and then the selling station is there with its little trigger icon. So you drop your wood and you go here to the I to sell. You press R, I think, or whatever it says there, space or R. I think it's R. And then production point, we want to go here, Control and B. I'm going to drop it right here. I think, ooh, why did it move now? Where is it? Undo, Control Z. I'm going to manually move it. Oh, that's all that happened. It was actually in the building. That's why it disappeared. Right, so we have it there. Just want to see if I just want to move it a tiny bit like so. Good. Alright, so that's our production point. And then, just want to make sure if there's no icons there. Player trigger, that's right. Teleport node, that's perfectly alright. At player trigger marker, so yeah, perfect. Okay. Alright, so now we've got a custom thing here. Once again, the sawmill, all in one, wood chips, the whole to-do, all working quite nice. Just want to have a check here. What is this here? It's like wood or something, boxes or crates or stuff. Yeah, no, I think everything is fine here as it is. There's the wood chips, so that's fine. So wood BGA dry. We can now export that. It's a custom trigger. File export with files. A wood heating plant. So now obviously we need to go back into our map, which is in my mods directory. I always work directly out of my mods in an unzipped map. Don't have to zip it, you just work directly out of the map, and you can test it in game. You don't have to unzip and zip and unzip and zip and mess up your hard drive, you know, all that kind of stuff. Alright, so placeables, it's sawmill. And now we're going to call this thing, what was it called? Selling station, BGA dryer, Control C, copy that. And back in here into our XML, was it? Where were we? No, yeah, by the export, Control V, save it. Do you want yes, yes for both of them? Alright, so there we are. All of that. BGA dry. So now, back in our XML. So this is the original. Here's our XML. We will duplicate this one. The rail there. Control C. Copy. Paste. Like so. So we've got another wood sawmill. The XML that we need to call is now also going to need to be created. So we copy or duplicate our last any of these. It's the same thing. Control C, V, and there you go. Just grab the name once again. Wood main station rail. Copy that. Back in here. I'm confused myself now. Where did I go now? Here we go. To the name. Sorry, the actual directory. Control V. So we've got wood main station rail. Oh, why have I got that already there? Do we have two of them in the original now? It looks like it. Am I confused now? Main station. No, it's wood BGA dry, man. Sorry. I was just going to say, what is going on here now? Copy. The BGA dry. That's what we want. Okay. Back to our placeable. Not there. Sorry. Our directory. Here we go. No. Double click. Oh, sorry, not open. Not open. It's double click, but slow clicks so that it can give you that. So you can paste. So with BGA dry. So we're going to open that now that we've renamed it. And then obviously now we're going to call this a BGA. Sawmill BGA. I don't know why it's called dry, but anyway, I'm going to call it Sawmill BGA dry. That will be for our PDA. And then we're going to call the correct i3D now, which is obviously, if we go now to the i3D we saved is in placeables. Sawmill. Remember, we still need to open that, with main station rail. No, it was BGA dry. BGA dry, there it is. So we have to open that as well and just zero it. I think we haven't zeroed that yet. So while we're at it, let's just do it, because this is how you forget when you do a lot of stuff like this. You forget to come and zero it, save it and close it. All is well with the trigger. So we grab this name with BGA dry, copy back to the XML. So we call the right i3D, Control V. So it's placeable, so Sawmill Selling Station with BGA dry. So we know it's calling the right one, and it's called Sawmill BGA dry. Good. And this includes the wood chips, everything. Alright, so that one is done. And this one we need to rename, Control V, BGA dry, Selling Station with BGA dry. Just want to make sure we have this as the name in our XMLs, which will be Durango XML Selling Station with BGA dry. There it is. Okay, right, so we are all set, ready to roll. Positioning is the next thing. Alright, so positioning, once again select it, come here, Control Shift C, copy the translate X, Y and Z, back in here, overwrite the X, Y, Z here, Control V, all done. What did I do now? I'm sure I only selected that, but anyway, let's just not worry about the rest. Control V, yeah, it looks much better. I think for some reason I accidentally overwrite the whole thing there. Alright, and then positioning 180, 90, 180. Let me just see. 180, 90, 180. Perfect. Alright, so that works out nice. So that rotation is fine. I just need to move it. Like there. And then lastly, for the selling station, we need to obviously do the mod desk or the store data. So we copy that once again, Control C, go to our mod desk, and the next one that's there, overwrite that, Control V, I cut it, I paste it, and there it is. Alright, so now just for the fun of it, Control C, I'm going to make a few new ones as well for the next placeables or the next store items that I need. So that I've got a bit of stock, you know. I overwrite and put it there on top, you know. So yeah, we need stock of these things. Okay, I think we've covered all of that quite thoroughly. BGA dry, it looks nice. We'll test it in game and see when it gets to testing. Okay, so now our next item in the placeables, or in the items rather. This one we can delete. And the wood chips is part of our sawmill, so I can delete that one automatically. So we're almost there, guys. We're now going over into the interesting stuff. The workshop. The workshop, selling station vehicles. They've used the map US one, which is fine. You can use any one. I just want to see if there's any other selling station vehicles. So it's only the one workshop on the whole map by the looks of it, which is fine. So we can do the same here. Once again, selling station vehicles is direct import. It's a workshop from the map, so we're going to go file import directly out of FS22. Go into FS22 data placeables, map US. You can use any of the selling station vehicles. So I'm just using map US because this map is map US. So it doesn't really make a difference. So go selling station vehicles, import it into your map. Drop it in your placeholders transform, like there. Selling station vehicles. There it is. Now let's get positioning. This is where the selling station vehicle is. Control C. Back to our i3D. Click on it. Control and V. Control Shift V for Victor to paste it. Click on it again. Press F. And there it is. So now we want to just verify. I think it looks quite spiffy in there. The only thing that we need here, we don't really need it in FS22 because of the nice icons they have. But for the sake of oh, I mustn't move it about now. I can actually move it about. It actually looks a bit high to me, so I'm going to drop it a little bit lower. Just take the Y, because we've just moved it down. Copy it and drop the Y. Mind you, we're going to do the the placeables just now. Anyways, I'm digressing. So all we need to have is the little triangles, what do you call it, the trigger markers. So let's see if there's a selling station vehicle. There is. Where is it? It's under the ground. Okay. So let's go here. F. And let's just move. This is now our first one of the in-game stuff that we can bring over here. Control B for balloon. Drop it here. Doop, doop, doop. And have it somewhere here where the trigger is. So let's have a look at where the trigger is. So it needs to move a little bit forward and a little bit there. Alright, so vehicle, a little bit there, a little bit forward. Let's have a look. Is that close enough? Oh, a little bit to that side. Oops, vehicle selling. And how does that look? Oh, it's too much. So a little bit back. It's not really relevant. You don't have to have it perfect on the corner, you know, that type of stuff, because it's not really relevant, guys. Alright, so these are a little icon where you do the repairs. As long as someone drives into the trigger, it will definitely work. It's just going to bug me now because that's not in the center. So let's move the thingamabob a tiny bit to the left. How does that look? Yeah, it's better. Alright. Now we've got that. So back to this. And now once again, if you want to make a custom name for your selling station, we need to go to map US, the actual in-game one. Go selling station vehicles, copy the XML, Control C into your map and drop it here. Alright, so that you have it here, so we can open it and just name it here workshop. Vehicle shop workshop. Alright. And you can call it vehicle workshop if you want. But I mean, workshop is self-explanatory. Everyone knows what the workshop is in game. So save it. The i3D stays in game. We don't worry about that. All done and dusted. But what we need to do is grab the line now for map US, which will be this XML from the in-game maps, the placeables. Find selling station vehicles here. I don't see it offhand so quick. Way station charging debris. Bales, heating plant, train. Why don't I see it now? There it is, selling station vehicles. So we grab this line, copy, back into our placeables, drop it here, Control V, whoop, and move the stuff about, make it look nice. And then obviously we've placed that XML in our map directory, so we're gonna do this like so, Control V, so it's our map, XML, selling station vehicles. And then the positioning, we can just grab the positioning straight out of the map, Control Shift C. Great, now that we're happy with that, let's overwrite this, Control V. Oops, a little bit too much. And the position is 0, 0, 0, so we can just come in here, 0, 0, 0, just zero it all like so. And that is done. Now, one last thing, once again, the important part that you mustn't forget is the store items. Store items. And I like to overwrite everything here so that you don't make mistakes. That's why I just always copy and paste the whole thing. Don't try and sort out, because believe me, the amount of times that I've just missed one character, copied and pasted it in, and then it doesn't work, and then you come back after an hours of struggling, you figure out, oh my word, it's one character that's missing, and sometimes it's just little doikies, these little inverted commas. Sometimes you either have two of them, or maybe nothing, or maybe, you know, that type of stuff. And then you have a problem. Oh my word, it's just crazy. It's ridiculous if you think of it. Good, so that's our selling station vehicle all done. So we've done that, we've done this, we've done the store data. So that's all looking very good. Right, so the next XML, back to the original. So we can delete that one. All done. Right, the gas stations. Now the gas stations are very interesting. Once again, if you open your in-game maps, find the gas station. I think almost gas. I think the easiest is just Control F, gas. There you go, biogas station, just like that. Oh my word, now it's gonna want that. So there's gas station. There's the one. The French map, I think maybe I have two station. Let's just do that. Yes, there you go. It's got 3. So from the French map, if you have more than one gas station, just follow the suit from the French map. So you've got gas station 1, gas station 2, gas station 3, you know. So easy peasy. We're going to copy 2 of them, just like that. Control C into our map, because we know we've got 2 in the original. I'm going to make a space there just to separate a little bit. And then we can move these things about as normal, like so. So we have 2 gas stations on this map. And if you have 5, you just go rename 05, 04, you know, just follow the thing. And then we want to have our own custom station names. Mind you, do you need a custom station name? I don't think so, unless you've got like a Tony's Workshop or something with a gas pump next to it, that type of thing. But I think in this map, if I'm correct, we can have a quick browse on the originals. Where is that one? Let's first have a look where it is. Items. It's under Map US. Yeah, you see, they've just used a straight one from the game, so no custom names. Because if it was a custom name, it would have been mapped there, you know. So yeah, all right. So we're gonna leave it as is, just gas station, gas station. Position and rotation on these. Position and rotation we'll set now from the original. So let's go into the original placeables, or items rather. Copy that. Zip, Control C, and then we go in here. Now we're going to import, file import, map US gas station. No, sorry, French. So it's not map US, it's French. Very important to get the right thing, guys. You have to have the right thing, because it's pointing at the right R3D, you know. So very important to have the right gas station, because the gas stations are not the same, guys. Don't think they are the same. They're not the same between the different maps. Once again, drop it into our placeholders. Go there. Control Shift and V. Put our positioning data in there. Click on it. Press F. And focus. Let's have a look. So that is our gas station. Oh, this is the gas station from the old what do you call it? What's that map called? Estancia Lupacha. It's the gas station from there. Very nice. I love this gas station. It's got such nice stuff in it, you know. Some nice looking mural there hanging off the wall. The guy's working on the cars and he's like, oh wow, I'm in paradise type of thing, you know. Good stuff. Wonderful. Okay, the one thing about this French gas station is it is tiny. So what I'm going to rather do here is oh, I don't like this. This is not going to work for us. This R3D is too small. So let's do let's rather do maybe the US one. So let's import the US one. File import placeables, map US. If I go map US, I think, if I recall correctly, the map US has got the big one. So let's have a look. I'm just going to control B for it now. Yeah, it's the big one. Nice. That's what we want. We want to cover all the pumps, you know, because otherwise you park here and then there's no trigger. It doesn't work. And you're thinking, oh my word, the thing is broken. But at the end of the day, the trigger was too small. So if you have a single lane pump, it will be fine with that French one, you know. And thinking the French map is compact, it's tiny, not tiny, but I mean everything in Europe is like compact, you know. So yeah, they probably don't have long, big gas stations or that type of stuff. Maybe on highways, I don't know. Never been there. Anyway, guys, we wanted to get the positioning. Oh, we still have it. Control C. We still have it. We still have it. Control Shift V. Good. Is that going to work for us? It is a bit out of sync, so we're going to have to move it right so that we can position it better for this trigger. It looks better. Yeah, that's much better. And now all the pumps will work when you park your vehicle there. Good. All right. So now we need to update our XML now, remember? So we're going to go in here. So we're not going placeables. So we're going to go map US. Map US. US, like that. And then US. So this is where it gets scary, because now I'm manually typing. Manually typing normally leads to problems. So let's go selling station vehicles, map US. No, let's map gas station. Just want to verify we've got the right I3D. So now map US gas station. Check that spelling. Gas with the small letter, S with the capital, station. Right, so that is correct. And then gas station here, you see, gas station. Now they've got two different ones. We can pull the same XML and have two different, maybe on IDs it's alright. So because we're not going to change names or anything, we're going to use the same one here. So it's just gas station. I'll copy it, it's easier. Like I say, be safe. Don't be scared to copy and paste, guys. Just double click, paste, double click, paste. Alright. Because the gas stations are the same, I'm thinking it shouldn't make a problem. If it does have a problem, all you do is do a custom XML in your map, copy that gas station XML, call the one 01, other one 02, and that type of thing if you have a problem. I can't remember if the gas stations do give a problem. There's a lot of stuff that does. If you work with farm stuff like farmhouses, sheds, do call each one its own name. Do not duplicate it like this, having the same XML, call the same I3D, you know. You can have one XML, you can have 10 XMLs calling the same I3D and then having them XML 1, 2, 3, 4 to 10. That works definitely, no problem. But yeah, I'm just leaving this as is. It will be fun to check if it doesn't work, you know. We can actually verify it quickly if we go in game. So we'll quickly go in game just now and to just check it out. And then this stuff we can delete. We don't need that. This is stuff from the French map. Good. Okay, gas ID 2, 1 and 2. Let's leave it like that and see. So we've got now the first one positioned correctly. Control Shift C for the positioning 0, 0, 0. Just want to see if we have that there. So that's our first one. Control V. Oops. Yeah. And now I've got to bring this back. It's always best to finish pasting first before you do that. Alright, so that's our first gas station. Our second one will be from the original. Let's take the next one. Now you see even here they've got the same XML calling the same I3D. So yeah, we'll check. I can't remember if it's a problem with the gas stations, but we'll see. Right, so back in here. the gas station, I need to move this over into placeholders. Forgot. Duplicate it like so. Right, click on it, Control Shift and V, click on it, press F, and there it is. Yep, that is a different gas station, and I think that trigger fits nicely. It doesn't look like a problem. Okay, good. You see, the French one will definitely not have worked there. It's too small. Good. So that is our next one. So we can use this positioning data. It is perfect as is. And let's drop it in here. Control V, like so. Oh, sorry, wrong spot. Control Z in here. You guys are probably having a good laugh now. Oh, that's all right. I've got broad shoulders. Don't worry. Really, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Good. Okay, there you go. So that's our 2 gas stations done. Now, what we want to do, remember always your store data. Oop, I must copy it. So what we want to do now is data. In this case, it's in-game. So we copy the whole thing, the whole directory, Control C, go into Modisk, overwrite the whole thing between the inverted commas. And remember, because you're in the Modisk, you have to go $. Alright, it has to start with $. Can't have it like in the placeables. You don't need the $, but in the Modisk or the store items, you definitely need the $. In there. Otherwise, it will tell you, can't find store items for this XML. Stuff like that. This happens a lot. Good. Alright, and you only need 1, because there's only one. There's one X. You don't need to have another one, guys. I see a lot of guys do that. Remember, your placeable here, it calls the same XML twice. Alright, but in your store items, you only need 1 store item for that gas station. You don't need 2, so just put in 1 there, because it's the same XML. If it was a different name XML, you'll have to put another one for that XML. So each XML needs its own. If it's not unique, if it's 10 of the same XMLs, then obviously you don't need 10 store items for the same thing. It's pointless having the same thing. Okay, I'm digressing. Good, so that is our gas station done. So at this point, just want to quickly save the map and just verify that our 2 gas stations pop up in game. If they don't pop up, we'll have an error. This map is still full of errors in game, so don't worry about those. It's busy exporting. And if our gas stations is working, that's what I wanted to say. So I'm going to leave this open like so. And now, very important, before you test, do save your XMLs, placeables. There it is. Save it. Good. And I'll make sure everything else is all right. So that looks like the items we don't use, so we don't worry about that. That we can minimize. And now we can go into the game and quickly verify if our 2 gas stations is working. I'm not going to do tests on the rest, the sawmills and all that. That I normally do with testing. I take my whole placeables XML and I start at the top, go through each item and check it in the game. Check it in the game. Check it in the game. While I'm in the game, I check every one of them to make sure that they actually show up. And normally when you have a item not showing up, you will have an error in your log. Definitely have an error. So now we're looking for Durango. Oh, there we go, Durango. And I'm going to bring up my console just for the laugh of it. I know there's a lot of errors. So let's just let it run. And do your testing, guys, without mods in it. I know I've got a lot of mods in there, but it's not a lot compared to 300 up to 1,000 or 2,000 mods that you guys have. But there you go, version 4, that's our normal thing for that hydro plant, which is fine. I remember that, there's nothing we can do for that. It's just an outdated shader, but it does work, it displays fine, it doesn't glitch, so that's alright, it's not going to be bothered. I want to leave it in the game because it's a nice plant. I can fix it by building a new one and putting a new XML in it and a new using FS22 shaders, but I mean the amount of work to do that just to get that little building thing working, and it is displaying up in game. If you watch the videos, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. I spent a lot of time on that thing trying to figure it out. Right, so we're looking for our gas stations. Did they pick up? There's the one. I see the one, and there's the other one. You see? Gas station, gas station. Now, if we did a custom XML, if you click on it here, it will give you the name of your custom XML. If you look at that, Sawmill. This is Sawmill BGA Dryer. Remember, we renamed that. We gave it all new names. And this is, what is that? Marison. That's a custom name. Sawmill Main Station Truck. Remember, we did that one. So yeah, that's the names that we put into that XMLs just to make sure. And this one is Sawmill Camp. Yeah, wonderful. So yeah, that's how it works. So our gas stations do work. I can visit it. Let's get there. And now just to see if the trigger is there. If the trigger is there, I know it's going to work. So just press F5 to see. There's the yellow box. It's the trigger box. So that definitely is fine. If I now run into the trigger, I should have. I'm not in a vehicle. If I have any vehicles. I have vehicles. Okay, wonderful. I have vehicles. So I can quickly just go here to visit. I just want to get rid of this background glow stuff. You press F5 4 more times and it will take everything away. And just make just some space. S. And then I want to go there. Let's just grab a tractor. Reset. Reset it, yes. Alright, and just jump into it. And now, if I now drive into the trigger, we should have a little thing that says full up. There it is, refuel. R. Okay, so the trigger works. Perfect. So we know that it's going to fill up. At the moment, the tractor is full. You can obviously test it if you have the what's this thing called, the whatever it's called. Can't remember now. So in here, full. We don't want to full. We want to empty it. Diesel, and empty it, right? And now suddenly it needs to be refueled. You press R, and there it is. It's busy filling up here, bottom right. There we go, filling up nicely. All right. So our fuel is definitely working. Everything is there. The sawmills are there. Most of it that we've worked on is there. I didn't see any big problems for now. And that is basically a quick rundown of how to test the trigger. If you want to do a trigger test, easy development controls, guys, is the one that I've used. You can download it for free. Download it off ModUp or off any of the mod sharing sites. Easy development controls, and you press F12 to activate it or open it up, and then you have all the nice menus there to test stuff with. Very handy. Like you can empty your vehicle. You can do like so many things with it. Yeah, just play around with that. Good. All right, so we can move on, guys. I hope this video is not getting too long, but I feel I want to do one or two more things before I end up. So back to the items. So our 2 gas stations is done. I think let's do the BGA, because the BGA is always interesting. There's 2 BGAs on this map, as you can see. This is a BGA and BGA South. So what we will do, I'm going to do 1 BGA, and then what we will do is you can duplicate it on your side, obviously, if you're also converting map or doing something, or if you want to install a BGA on your map, you follow the same procedure, because we're going to do exactly a full installation. All right, so let's first have a look at BGA XML on the original map, just to find out, is it a custom jobby or what does it look like? And it was called placeables BGA. So there's the 2 BGAs. So this i3D, let's open that up. Good. And that's also what's nice about the converted Giants converted map, is I don't have to yeah, you see it's only triggers. So with the Giants converted map, I don't have to convert the i3Ds, because they're already converted, so I can open them all in 904, which is very nice. I don't have to struggle with stuff that doesn't show or whatever. But here we can see it's just triggers and that little way station, so we're going to have to do a custom jobby for this, which is going to be nice. So it's going to be a nice venture to end off the video with, you know. So I'm not going to save this because it's on the original map. So once again, it's just triggers. Alright, so let us go to this BGA. I want to first just check where this BGA is on the actual map. Now in order to do that, I normally grab anything that lies around, like there's trash, duplicate it. And let's just have a quick check before we start importing stuff. So I've got trash 07 there, just above farm trailer. Okay. I think to make it easy for myself, let me just cut trash 07 because it's a duplicate. I'm going to delete it when I'm done. I'm going to click anywhere here where there's nothing. Control and V to paste it, and it will drop it at the right at the bottom of the scene graph. Okay, so which is nice. Then I can always easily find it. And now what I do, go to the regional map, grab this positioning, Control C. Click on trash, Control Shift V, alright, and then click on trash, press F, and we will see where our BGA is. Alright, so this is already set up BGA. We only need the triggers on it. You've got your two big clamps here, which obviously in FS22 I don't think it's included. We're gonna have to check quickly. We're going to have to check. Let us just verify that, guys. Let's verify that now before I talk nonsense. Right, so let's go here. Data placeables, map US. Does it have a BGA here? Farm buildings, production, storage, silo. Okay, you see it doesn't have a BGA. So I think the easiest will be to check the XML. So let's check map US. This is map US. BGA 1 megawatt. Okay, you see it uses the Planet ET one, which is a full thing. So what we're going to do, let's have a look at that. I know the French, the Alpine map does not have the full, it's got this tiny little containers. It's not like a real biogas plant with dams and slurry pits and all those stuff, you know. It's got all the other little tiny little things, environmentally friendly stuff, you know. But anyway, let's go into the real deal. So we go placeables, plan ET, and then go to the 1 megawatt one, which is that one there. Open the i3D for it. That's just borders. Where is the mixers and the borders? What's this? I'm not sure now. What's this? Why it's got two i3Ds there? Oh, I see, borders. Okay, so that is just have a quick browse around if I'm not missing anything. So that is not the BGA. This is obviously the BGA. Let's have a quick browse. Yeah, okay, so that is okay. So this one is way too big, and anyway it's got stuff that we don't need. We want to go for a smaller one. So I'm thinking maybe the 250 kilowatt. Let's have a look at the 250 kilowatt, see how big that is. I think this is the one, if I remember correctly from other maps, that I basically normally use. Yeah, you see, and this one has got does it have the pipe out? It needs the pipe out for that slurry stuff that you can pump out. What's this here? Not too sure. Let's have a quick browse. This thing now in the way. Production point. That's our triggers, where we load in stuff. Oh, here it is. There it is. Sorry, man. There it is. It's got the trigger for it. Okay, wonderful. So there it is. There it is. Wonder. I just want to check. Hotspot marker, BGA, FS, lights, collision. So that's the visuals, alright. So the production point, digest state. That's the thing, the name I was looking for, the digest state. The bunker, that's where you put your bales. Unload, that's for your silage and that stuff. Manure unload, liquid manure. and then the player trigger will be there. Alright, wonderful. Okay, yeah, I think that's everything we need. That is everything we need. So let us take this one then. Plan ET BGA 250 kilowatt. Alright, so let's just not save that. Alright, so to bring it into the map, notice that the clamps were not there. So I don't know of anyone using the clamps in game. Normally they put their own clamps on the farm, but what I normally do is just install two clamps here manually as separate from the BGA. So it will be two clamps on the BGA grounds, which is part of the BGA but not part of the same i3D, if you follow what I'm saying. Okay, so now we want to collapse all. Alright, open our placeholders again. There it is. Okay, and then import that plan ET1. So we're going to go import. It's placeables, plan ET, there it is, and 250 and 1 kilo 250 i3D. So open that up. Right, so there it is. And what's this doing now? I've almost got the wrong one. Almost transferred the wrong one. Plan ET, there it is. Okay, so we're going to do a custom now because we're going to go Control B on this. You'll see now. Drop it there. And now what we need to do is we want to now remove all the visual stuff. The visual stuff that we don't need. We only need the triggers, guys, because the visual stuff is already there. Or what you can do to make things simple for yourself is delete these dams and stuff that's already there and just place this. What if I should do that for this thing? Then it's actually so simple, guys. Just get rid of this stuff and chuck this whole thing in there and just run the XML. That's so much easier than converting this whole thing. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So we chuck these dams, biogas plant, area, that's fine, plastic barrier, that's fine, way station booth, plastic barrier, all those things, jungle hut. There's a jungle hut here, guys. Okay, that's the clamps. Alright, so those, I wonder if we can get rid of that. So in there is all the stuff that we want, but facility, yeah, we're going to have to get rid of that because the two BGA clamps we will put in ourselves. Alright, the jungle hut, where's the jungle hut? Oh, there you go. So this is in and out stuff. Good. So area, the shed stays, house stays, that needs to go, the tanks. Refinery, that goes, silo goes, the fences stay, silo goes, house, that stays, power unit, electrical panel can go. So you just go through the whole thing, the stuff that you don't obviously don't need, you chuck. Everything that's in the way, wall lamps, air conditioner, that stays, wall lamp, panel 03, that can go, nice, that can go, that stays, oh, that goes. The trash bin, you can move them about if you really want to keep them. Just put them somewhere else, you know. That one stays. Panel 3 can go. Fences stays, obviously. Wall lamps. Air conditioning. That tank goes. You can also do that. Drag select. But be careful that you don't select other stuff. Sometimes it grabs a water plane when you do that, and then you delete it, and then after like 10 hours of work, oh, my water plane is missing, and then you can't undo because you've done 10 million other things in between, you know. So if you drag select, do try and do select one simple thing like that, and do select the main transform. If you delete everything else, stuff stays behind, and then you have a thing that's invisible in your map, and you drive and boop, suddenly you hit something invisible in the map. So do select the main transform. That's why it's best to just go from the top down right to the bottom, and just check which stuff that you want to delete. Okay, the slurry tank we don't want. Slurry tank, end elements, barrels, that can stay. The lampposts I'm sure will be fine. The filling station is stuff that we don't need. Good. Way station booth. Okay, I think that's the whole lot now removed. So this is all visual stuff, guys. No triggers involved, so it's so simple and easy. And then obviously trash 07, I'm going to leave this boy because maybe in the future I'll need it again to point to something else, you know. Good, so now we go import. File import, plan ET, BGA 250 kilowatt. And then we just drop it in here, position it nicely. Oh, what is this now? Oh, we've already got it in, man. Sorry. Can't have two. There you go. Control B. Drop it in there. Move it about. As I say, this is so much simpler, guys. So much easier. The height looks alright. The triggers show me that the height is right. If your triggers look like this, guys, like so, then you know, oh, if you can see that bottom line, then you know, oops, the trigger isn't right. So always just make sure your triggers is just sort of missing that bottom line, then you know it is perfect. Alright, so there you go. I think that is fairly good alignment. Enough space to move around it and everything, come in, drive over, go out, that type of stuff, you know. So there you go. Now we go into our XMLs once again, and we find this one here, the plan ET line. So oh, there we go, there's bunker silos as well, so we can actually copy all three of those. Nice, because we want two bunker silos in there too. So copy and go into our maps placeable, which is this one, obviously there. Control V. Alright, so BGAs like so. So this is very nice, simple and easy, guys. So three things at once that we like do one at a time. Oh, don't worry about that because we're going to change names here now. Okay, so we don't need to do anything to the BGA. We don't need to have custom. You can call it a different name, but then we need the XML in our map. Alright, so I'm just going to leave it BGA because everyone knows what's a BGA. And we're going to have two BGAs, so maybe we should grab it. So let's grab it, put it in our map in here. So we can call this one, what do we call this one? It's just BGA. Alright, so actually this one we don't need in our map, but this one, BGA South, we want to call BGA South. Alright, good. So let us leave that one then straight. Alright, so position data, Control Shift C, make a note, minus 180 and then 90. I'm going to change this to 90 just to be a nice round number, and then 180. Okay, so come this way, Control V. Oh, once again, you guys are probably laughing like crazy now. Caught myself again. Oh my word. There you go, just overwrite that like so. Alright, so this one we're going to leave, it's not the 1 megawatt, remember, so we're going to go change the directory now to the 2. So what we do is placeables, plan ET250, copy that part, so it's placeables, overwrite this, it's just that part, overwrite, Control V, create, change the forward backslashes to forward slashes, and then the XML is called that there. So we double click that slowly, Control C, double click here, overwrite, Control V, there you go. So now we've got the correct line for it. Okay, and then we want to do the positioning. We've done the position. The rotation still needs to be done. Rotation is click, Control Shift C, back in there. Rotation for that. Control V. And then once again, just get rid of all this extra unnecessary stuff that Giants put in there. For some reason, I don't know why they can't copy it like that. Okay, cool. So that's our BGA done. Now we just need the store items for that, which will be in the mod desk. So we're going to take this line like so, copy, go into the mod desk. I forgot to copy that out. Overwrite this, Control V, add the dollar there, grab these two lines, Control X, drop them in there. There you go. Nice. Right, so there you can see now, straight out of the map, the in-game maps, placeables, into our map, calling this in from the XML, calls the i3D, load it up, load everything, loads all the triggers, put the names in your PDA, everything is fine. Alright, now for the two bunker silos. So let's just do the two bunker silos, which we've already got halfway there. So go File, Import, Plan ET, BGA bunker silo. So there it is. There's the one. And we just duplicate these. So drop that in there, into the placeholders, like so. Control B, dupe. Oh my word. Okay, that's a bunker silo that I don't really like. Why does it look like this? Is that the only BGA bunker silo? Plan ET. BGA Hall is a huge storage facility, but BGA bunker silo, that is horrible. I don't like that. Sorry guys, let's do a custom then, or not a custom, but let's just get another bunker silo. Just delete that. So let's go File, Import, File, Import, and if I'm correct, under Lizard, there's a bunker silo. Let's have a look. Yes, there you go. Medium. Bunker silo large. I think it calls for a bunker silo large. So let's just drop a bunker silo large in here. Control B just before we move it. Yeah, that looks much better. You see. So let's leave enough space there to travel through unhindered, and then we can have that there. Nice. Bunker silo large. Control D, duplicate it, and then just move it about so that. And what I normally do, if you put it like this, just come close to it, just move the axis, don't move it up and down, because then you have to align the sides again. So all I do now is just bring this over a little bit, just like that should be fine. So if I now leave it, you'll see it looks quite nice like that. I think that is spiffy. Good. Alright, so now what we can do now, first bunker silo, there's two of them. So let's go to the left one first, which is that one. And now obviously we want to get a line for that. So if we go bunker silo, placeables, Control F, bunker silo, I think there should be one here. Lizard bunker silo. Right, so nice. So in the Alpine map we have bunker silos that we can use. So copy that line into our placeable. So, we've already got it there. Okay, so we just don't need more bunker silos. This was for the Plan ET, but we can leave it like that because it's already got the two nice names for us. All we need to do, thanks honey, is put the new directory structure here up to the lizard. So it's placeables, lizard, bunker silo, right, and then large, right. So click here on top, not on the name, but next to the name. It will give you the whole directory, and then from FS22 everything after that you want to copy that. Control C, and then everything in here up to the XML. Before the XML you overwrite. Control V, and do it on, well, just do it on the one here. Change all the forward slashes. I'm going to show you now why you don't need to do the bottom one. It saves you a bit of work. It's not a lot, but it is some. And then just copy that like so. Copy and overwrite the bottom one, because we're pulling the same XML once again. Just overwrite the bottom one like that. Good. Bunker silo. So now we know that it's not the name of it. We need to get the right name to call. It's large. Control C, double click, Control V, double click, Control V. There it is. Bunker 1, bunker 2. And now all we need to do now is bring the positioning in for both of them. Just like, ooh, positioning, just like that. Okay, and first one, like I said, is the left one. Control C, Control Shift C, copy, and Control V, override there. Control V, just like that. So rotation on these were 0, 0, 0. Very nice and handy. So we can just make the zeros there like that. And bunker silo 2 is there. So let's get bunker silo 2. There it is. Control Shift C. Also rotation 0. Very nice. I like that. Control V. Overwrite that. Great stuff. Okay, and then once again here, just like that. Good. Now what we need to do now is just drop in our store items again. So copy. Boop. We only need one because it's the same XML. Control C, into our Moddesk, overwrite, put a dollar, doop, Control V, and there it is. Okay. Bunker silo, all sorted. X, drop it in top, Control V, just like that. Good. Right, let me see if I've got everything. It looks like I've got everything. Save it up. Save it up. This time I've got coffee, guys. It's been a while. My throat is dry, so it's like a godsend, you know. A very nice cup of coffee. Good. Alright, so let us just save the map here, and I'll end the video. Mind you, let's just do the other BGA as well, because maybe I should leave that for the next video, because I think this video is already too long. So let's do that custom BGA next, and I'll show you how to do a custom BGA. Good. So now lastly, to just verify, let's just quickly open the map and check that our BGA is actually showing and our two bunkers are there. That is the important parts that we want to just verify if it's there. So open up the map once again, Durango. There you go, Durango. I saw it. Start, and then let's wait for it to load. Just going to leave the console so we can see. You'll immediately notice there is some stuff I still need to sort, but I'll do that last, you know, unless it's something related to a XML that I've placed. But all these errors that are left here are map conversion errors, you know, which I will sort out. It's not stuff that hinders the map at all. Look like that light stuff, you know, that is the stuff that's part of the map conversion. The FS19 uses a different illumination than FS22. FS22 works out of, you actually just select, use the parent, and that's it. You don't need to do anything else. So you delete all that stuff in there, change all the lights so they work the same way, you know. Confirm, no. Okay, so into our little thingamabobby, find our BGA. Now I've got no idea where the BGA is, but I'm sure we'll be able to find it if we just keep on clicking. I can't remember where it is. where was it? Which sawmill? I don't see the BGA. What's that there? That's the shop. It's definitely not it. Station Harbour. Sugar mill. Okay, let me just verify quick. Where is the BGA on this map? Zoom out a little bit. Okay, so that is the... Where is the... Okay, so that's the river coming from the harbour up. So it's actually here. No, yeah, it's next to the bridge leading up to that dam. So we need to find that dam on the map. Alright. So the dam on the map, and the river from a harbour next to the dam. So it must be... manufacturing. No, what's that there? Is it now on the left or on the right? Let me just verify again. So coming up the river, the BGA is on the right. So it's got the bridge and the road turn. Okay, so it is on the right. So it's got the bridge and the road turns. So it must be here somewhere. Okay, so let's look visit this place here, so I can just at least see if it's there. You see now, this is why I always like to verify things, because stuff doesn't always go as planned. So let's just go here. Can move up a little bit, and there's our river, there's our dam, and our BGA. Huh? Am I in the wrong spot? I'm confused, guys. I'm confused. Sorry, it's the wrong key. That must be that. So there's a huge plant here. Am I at the right river even? There is only one river coming up from the... Oh no, there's another river there. So I'm in the wrong river. That's probably the problem. So there's two rivers. So I must be on the left river going up. Alright. Okay. So I'm probably most likely on the wrong river. On the wrong side probably. Here we go. It's looking better. So that's the ocean. So that river there, right on top there, it should be there. Okay, so I was in the wrong spot. No wonder I couldn't find it. Oh, guys, it's all part of life, man. Don't worry about it. There is the BGA. Now, what happens with the BGAs, most of the time, I will set that up still. Everything is there. But what happens is I'm going to show you now for a round-off tip. Let me have a look. We don't own this land, so what we do now is press F12, go into where is it there? Add money. Let's just add a lot of zeros. Add some money, like so, and then we go into farmland. Where's our little icon? There it is. Go into farmland. Buy this land that the BGA is on. There, we need to buy that land. So buy it. Now the problem with this is now you have to buy the land in order to use the BGA, because you can't use the BGA. You see there it is now, the icon for it, biogas plant. So this, I'm going to show you how to fix this so that you don't need to own this. So it's going to cost me to create a new farmland for it, so that it's on its own farmland, and then you exclude that farmland from the farmland buying option, so that the BGA on its own is usable. All right, and you call it can't remember now, but the trick is to follow the map Alpine setup there. If I show you quickly what I'm talking about, if you go into the map Alpine stuff, the XML for it, map Alpine is the first one. You'll see the BGA for it, the Alps BGA. All right, if you go into map Alpine, so this is FS22 data, and then maps, map Alpine, and go into its farmlands. All right, so check here where the BGA is. You see You take this line here, show on farmland screen false. So you add this to your BGA farmland that you've created for it, so that it won't be buyable in the map. So that means then your BGA becomes something that you can't own. It's part of the map, unless you want to have it as we've just seen now. It works perfectly fine. You have to buy the land and then you own the BGA, and then you can use all the facilities of it. That way it's up to you the way you want it. So if you choose to not buy the land and have to own the BGA, but you still want to use it, sell your stuff there, then what you need to do then is grab the line for the XML. I want to show you in the Alps BGA. In the Alps BGA, map Alpine, sorry, it's on placeables. So it's data, placeables, map Alpine, and then it's BGA, and then Alps BGA. There it is. Now, you see, can be deleted. You need to add this to your XML. So you're going to do a custom XML setup. You add this bias farmland equals true, all right, so that you own it from the start, or it is owned from the start. If you don't have this line in, it will not work properly. Let me just think. I'm a little bit confused now, but anyway, just add this to your XML, put it in line, and it should all work out fine. If you want to use it the other way, you can. If it doesn't work, you can also add a farm ID to it, farm ID 0, if you want to. But normally on the XML, let me just go into placeables. There you go. So what you will do, next to the placeable, you will put a farm ID to it, farm ID 0. Then so in other words, let me just see if I've got an example here. Where's our farm IDs? Farm ID. There's our farm ID 0. You see the wardrobe. So all you do is you copy a line for the wardrobe like that. You just copy this farm ID 0, Control C, and you will drop it next to your BGA. Anywhere next to your BGA will be fine. Control V, like there. So it becomes a thing that is just owned by the map, not by a person. So you can't buy it, and you can't, but you can still use it, you see. So just drop it in there and it all should be fine if you want to do it the other way. But I'm going to leave it as is, because the BGA is set on a farmland in this map. I didn't design the map, but I want to stick to the original farmland. The BGA is set on farmland 30, where you can own a lot of factories and stuff, and the dam and all kinds of stuff here. So it's a nice piece of farmland that you can probably do stuff on, put some productions up and all that. So I'm going to leave it as is, and the BGA is sort of a production, you know. If you're into a lot of cow manure and stuff like that, you can use the BGA. And if you do a lot of silage and whatever, you know. But good. So everything else, I just wanted to have a quick browse if this, so that is just the BGA. But the two silos, I wanted to verify if these two silos, if they work. So let's just verify if the silos now work. No, sorry, it's F12. I just want to get out of the flight mode, like so. And if I now run onto this, I can immediately see it's working, because it shows me the full level and compacting. If you run onto the trigger for it, and you don't see full level and compacting there, then you know the BGA or the two silos or the one silo does not work, you know. So very important, just a way to check and to verify. And I can guarantee you now, if you chuck some chaff on here or grass, it will be able to compact, and you will be able to pull a top on it, you know. So yeah, it will be fine. I wonder if we can chuck some grass on this just for fun. Yo, I'm like running very fast. Never really tried this way. Weeds, field stone, so that's not it, but I think it is in here. Appen tip to ground, so it must be here by tip to ground grass. Clover, stones, lime, pig food, manure. Just quickly have a look. Straw hay. Here we go. Grass. Bloop. Oh, this is just 1 meter. Let's go 10. Oh, but then I'm going to have to compress it. Oh, where did it drop it? No. I think it doesn't tip on a trigger, does it? Probably the problem. Why is it not tipping grass for me? Maybe tip to ground grass. Invalid value given. What do you mean? Let's just do 1. I just want to see what happens. 1. Invalid value. I'm not too sure what's going on here now, but anyway, I know it's working because it's saying it's working, so that's good. Well, guys, I hope this video has been insightful, and I hope it's helped you sort out some questions and answers and some conversion stuff and how to do stuff, you know. So yeah, we're getting there slowly but surely. We're almost there, almost done with the map. It'd be wonderful to get the map sorted and finished. We only have a few items left, and then there are a lot of train stuff to figure out and do. But in upcoming videos, guys, thank you so much for watching, guys. A big, huge thank you to my Patreon supporters. If you really enjoy my work and my videos, and it does help you, do help me. Jump on Patreon, sign up for any support you like. I really do appreciate that. It helps my channel, helps me, helps the channel, helps yeah, just investing in the future of the channel. So they're wonderful, guys. You are awesome. Thank you so much. Guys, have a great, awesome day. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, man. Cheers.